The water in Oghal, a rural community in Nigeria, is so toxic and polluted with oil that it comes out brown and stinks of sulfur. Children and families get sick just trying to bathe or stay hydrated. In Bili, a fishing community of around 45 islands surrounded entirely by water, there are no fish left. Oily water seeps into people's homes, and, without a source of income, money is scarce. These Niger Delta communities have been facing pollution caused by Shell for decades, devastating their health and livelihoods. In 2011, the United Nations Environment Programme reported that the threat to public health warranted emergency action. At the time, the cleanup process would have taken 30 years, if initiated immediately. It never happened. Shell refused to cooperate, and the situation has only gotten worse, with 55 oil spills in the last 12 years. Amnesty International called the Niger Delta region one of the most polluted places on Earth. On January 27, over 11,300 residents from Oghal, which has a population of approximately 40,000, and 17 local organizations, including churches and schools, filed individual claims at the High Court in London against Shell. With the existing claims from the Bili community, this brings the total number against the oil company to over 13,650. The Oghal and Bili locals attribute environmental destruction, death, and diseases to the repeated spills. Infants in the Niger Delta, for instance, are twice as likely to die in their first month of life if their mothers live near an oil spill, according to a study published in 2017. Shell has so far managed to brush aside accountability. In February 2021, though, the Niger Delta communities secured a procedural win. The UK Supreme Court unanimously ruled that there was a good arguable case that Shell plc, the UK parent company, was legally responsible for the pollution caused by its Nigerian subsidiary, Shell Petroleum Development Company, and that the case would proceed in the English courts. The following November, Shell filings claimed the company had no legal responsibility to deal with the consequences of spills. Since 1956, when Shell first discovered oil in the Niger Delta, extractive industries have pumped the region for profits and bolstered a rapidly growing Nigerian economy. Nigeria is now Africa's largest oil producer, and Shell continues to reap unprecedented financial gains, bringing in over $30 billion in profit in 2022. All the money they have made from then until now is blood money, Akbabi, the king of Oghal, said, and we are going from courthouse to courthouse. Despite the fact that the cleanup would cost Shell a fraction of its profits, the UN estimated the first 5 years would cost around $1 billion. The company has been incredibly resistant to any form of public health monitoring or investigations. As the cases proliferate, Shell has moved toward leaving the region. In 2021, the company announced its plan to leave the Niger Delta and sell its onshore oil fields, leaving environmental disaster and any sense of obligation behind. Last June, though, Shell was forced to suspend sales, complying with a Nigerian Supreme Court ruling that said it had to wait for the outcome of an appeal over a 2019 oil spill, brought in Nigerian court, which stated the company needed to pay the Niger Delta communities nearly $2 billion in compensation.